Hello everyone, welcome to SwitchUp as we once again have a look at some of the games coming out for the Switch in this upcoming week. In terms of dates, we'll be going from the 8th of July up until the 13th, and we'll first look at a couple of games that crept out without being in one of these videos for whatever reason. So which games are coming out for the Switch this week? Well, let's find out. Let's start with a couple of games already out then, and the first is The Settlers: New Allies. This is a strategy game and it's a reboot of the 1993 game, which was the first in a long running series. It's been reimagined from the ground up with updated graphics and detailed animations, and you can play online in skirmish battles. You can choose from one of three factions, being the Alari, the Maru and the Jorn, with each having their own unique look, playstyle and backstory, and you can either play through the campaign mode or the hardcore mode with additional challenges. It's selling for a pretty hefty £49.99, and as always seems to be the case these days, there's also a deluxe edition for a further £20, which includes other bits such as new skins and a digital art book. And the other game for those already out is Burnhouse Lane. The blurb states that this mixes elements of classic adventure games, choose your own story and light survival horror shooting with sparse ammo. It tells the story of Angie Weather, a terminally ill agency nurse who is attempting 5 impossible tasks in order to win her life back. Your decisions will shape the story, and there is full voice acting within the game. I wasn't a huge fan of the ragdoll type character animation shown in the trailer, but aside from that it did a decent job of perking my interest. It sells for £17.99, but there is 10% off of this price up until the 29th of July. Let's move on to the games coming out this week, and the first is Toadomination. This appears to be a 90s style shooter in the vein of games such as Super Smash TV or Total Carnage. It makes no apologies for this, saying it wants to transport you back to a time in gaming where there were no loot boxes, pay to win or battle passes, and it was just all about the action. I like the look of this, and the price is decent, as we'll look at in a moment, but I will say that if the trailer is anything to go by, the camera is zoomed in very close, which I think would make it a bit too difficult to play for me. I was losing track of the character amidst all the pandemonium just watching someone else play. Could be good value at just £4.49 or your regional equivalent though, and it releases on the 10th. Then we have Death or Treat. This describes itself as a 2D action hack and slash roguelite with hand painted environments and traditional animation. You'll explore the maps trying to survive the hordes of enemies with a number of weapons to choose from, and there are fast, heavy or ranged varieties of the weapons, with each enemy having a weak point to exploit. You can create new weapons, buy healing potions or get new inventory slots, and you'll also be able to craft magic spells as you go along. It looks very similar to Have a Nice Death, another game on the Switch, and these sort of games can be a very good time if they get that gameplay loop just right. This will cost £19.99 and it's out on the 11th. Also this week we have Oxenfree 2 Lost Signals. This is set 5 years after the events of the first game, as Riley returns to her hometown to investigate the mysterious raid. The next release is Cramped Room of Death, which is a dungeon adventure where every room is a puzzle of tight turns, deadly traps, with no margin for error according to the blurb. The premise is that you'll need to jab all of the enemies in the room in order to move on, but this won't be as easy as it sounds, owing to the hallways being too narrow for you to face them at times, or the spear you hold being too long, so moves will need to be planned out carefully. There are 5 different stages with 170 rooms, with secret rooms to discover and 12 unlockable character skins as you play. It will cost £13.49 or your regional equivalent, and it's another game out on the 12th. Next is Tou Hou New World. This is another game set in the Tou Hou universe, and this calls itself a bullet hell action RPG, and it comes from the same team that created Tou Hou Scarlet Curiosity. Enemies unleash a number of projectiles which you can counter by inflicting heavy damage with spell cards, or you can deal powerful blows using purification rods. Using skills in battle will level them up, and you can upgrade essential stats such as health and attack power. Every weapon, piece of armour and accessory you find has randomised stats, and you can mix and match these or reforge equipment. There's no trailer on the eShop for this one unfortunately, but hopefully I have found one for you to watch. This costs £19.99 and again it's out on the 12th. Following on from that is Manic Mechanics, a couch co-op game in the vein of something like Overcooked, where you can either work alone or with friends to repair as many cars, trucks, choppers, tractors or even UFOs as possible in a race against the clock. There are 25 garage levels to work through, with them getting progressively more difficult, and you'll be aiming for top scores and unlocking new characters as you go along. It says here that the faster you work, the more chaos is unleashed, such as oil spills, exploding tyres and even a cow stampede. Now I quite like the idea of the game rewarding, shall we say, your competence by trying to throw an extra spanner in the works the better you are doing. There is an online mode too, again for up to 4 players, and this releases on the 13th for £19.99.
If you and your crew have what it takes to become Manic Mechanics, then grab your tools and get on over here.
The penultimate game for the week is Chaos Galaxy. This game sees you taking command of your chosen faction in a battle for the galaxy, and you can choose from the major fleet of the Galactic Empire or another of the 14 factions such as pirates, mercenaries or trader guilds. Each faction has a different background story and faction policy tree, with more than 100 types of mechs and warships to choose from, as well as dozens of weapons and 60 different commanders. You'll need to strategically employ your warships in cosmic combat, with battle maps inspired by genre classics according to the blurb. Now I've been looking for a game that is similar to 2009's DS game Infinite Space, a game I loved, on every console I've owned since then, and due to that, any game that looks anything like this immediately grabs my attention in the hope it will turn out to be similar enough to Infinite Space for me to fall in love with. We'll see if that's the case here when it releases on the 13th for £17.99 or your original equivalent, but do let me know if you ever played Infinite Space on a DS. A fantastic game, I think it was published by Sega. And finally for the week we have Atelier Remake, The Alchemist of Solberg. As the title clearly states, this is a remake of a game from 1997, and I think I'm right in saying, bearing in mind this is not a series I have huge knowledge of, that was actually the first game in the long-running Atelier franchise. It promises to keep the simplicity and flexibility of the original whilst updating for a new audience, and has added some elements to enhance the experience, such as the new unlimited mode and quality of life features which make it more convenient to collect items or move around the city. As I said, not a series I've ever really delved deep into, but I know it has a big following, and this remake is out on the 13th for £39.99 or your regional equivalent.
ザールブルグの周りには自然がいっぱい。四季折々の綺麗な景色が見られます。錬金術の材料を拾ったり、捕まえたり。
So there you have it, another week of Nintendo Switch releases. Do any of these games interest you? Will you be picking any of them up? Please do let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget, if you are looking for eShop credit, you can get your eShop cards via our website, switchup.gg. There's a link to it in the top pinned comment and in the description, and doing so will earn you 5% of your purchase back in cashback via our SwitchUp tokens. This of course accumulates over time, and you can use it against future purchases. If you do make this your way of purchasing eShop cards, it's amazing how quickly that does start to tally up, and before you know it, you're getting yourself an eShop card effectively for free using those tokens. It saves you money and it helps the channel out, which is very much appreciated. There's also a link down there to Play Asia if you're looking to import any games. A couple of the games in this list, in fact, do have Asian releases, Atelier Marie being one of them. If so, use the link, use the code stated, and you can get yourself 5% off of your order. A quick thank you to our patrons and our channel members for your continued support, and to each and every one of you for watching our videos. Take care, and until next time, happy gaming.